I gotta say, I am overwhelmed by the amount of good games coming out in 2025. And now we've got the Doom announcement. Oh, God. But I wanted to draw your attention to a little game called Gravelord. Gravelord, sorry. I think I'm still a bit traumatized by Graven from last year. So, Gravelord is the new retro shooter to burst out onto the scene, and the selling point of it is the map design. Just looking at the game, it gives off Quake vibes, obviously, but what makes it special is that the maps are actually designed by veteran Quake modders, guys with years of experience. I've played Gravelord to completion of its first episode, and I assure you the map design is excellent. Intuitive while also requiring you to think and mentally connect areas. Exploration for additional resources, it's very classic, and on the quality of the maps, the beautiful look of the game, and a fairly well-tuned level of resource management amongst the stronger pieces of your arsenal, I can confidently recommend it. It has a decent sense of humor and some quality voice acting, not to mention the absolutely beautiful cinematics. I was floored. I typically don't see something of this quality coming out of an indie shooter. However, it is in early access, and more work is to be done. It needs more music, it needs more physical impact to your shots, and I'm concerned that the upgrade system might need a total overhaul. You come across these cards and you can pick one. You're able to hold 3 cards total, one for each tier. So you'll find a group of cards, all one tier, and you pick one. This could be for doing extra damage while in the air, shooting an enemy and they burst into flames, an interesting one where killing an enemy has a chance of spawning a rat that attacks other enemies, and one that I found necessary for survival on hard mode, making enemies spawn a 1 HP health point when they die. But the issue I have with this system is that since you can only have 1 card per tier, it's really easy to just find something that works for you and then never pick any other cards. Because what I have is working fine, or I just don't see the benefit of something else. There's a card that gives me double damage every 3rd shot, and there's nothing you could possibly give me that's going to make me give that up. It's too good. And when you pick a card, you lose the card you had, so I ended up missing out on a lot of experimental options the game was offering me because I felt punished for trying them. I hope they re-examine this and find a way to make this more fun and interesting. Hard mode, for the most part, feels consistently challenging and rewarding to play through, but we do have issues of balance where enemy spawns seem to be placed around the assumption that the players are on normal or easy. Because since they do so much damage on hard mode, when they sneakily spawn in, which they do regularly, they'll just shoot you in the back and you're dead in 2 seconds. Too many encounters turned into a die and repeat cycle until I'd memorized where everyone was going to be, and I don't find that very fun. I did actually talk to the director about this, and they're considering giving higher difficulties their own unique enemy spawns, so that's nice to hear. Again, early access title, this is the time to give feedback and help make their game the best it can be. The enemies are pretty standard, but you can't go wrong with the classics. They're fun to kill, and a couple interesting enemy types help spice things up here and there. Unfortunately, I do think a lot of them tend to blend into the environment, so I'm hoping the colors they use can be improved for fast motion visibility. The guns are awesome. Interestingly, the pistol and shotgun share the same ammo supply, which is a little too plentiful in my opinion, but since they're not powerful enough to constantly rely on as the game gets harder, you'll be feeling the ammo pressure with the rest of your guns. Minigun, grenade launcher, and wow, look at this fucking lightning gun, man. I appreciate the cooldown mechanic for alt-fire modes. Depending on the power of the gun's alt-fire, you'll have to wait anywhere from a second to 4 seconds before you can use the alt-fire of any weapon. So it's a cool decision to make. Do you use a short cooldown or a long cooldown option? The right decision can mean life or death in certain fights. Another interesting aspect of Gravelord... Gravelord! Another interesting aspect of Gravelord is the shovel. It's a melee attack, but it's not a melee game, so I didn't really use it. You can upgrade it with a card, but I saw no reason to. But the real cool thing about the shovel is that it becomes magical, and you can throw it into these blue surfaces and zip over to them. This creates some inventive level traversal, sometimes flying across huge spaces, and sometimes needing to look around for a non-obvious shovel point so you can continue the level. But it's sad to see that this awesome ability isn't integrated into combat, like, at all. Combat spaces don't have blue spots to go to change your tactical advantage. You're not impaling someone and then flying through a crowd of enemies. You don't see opportunities for the shovel outside of occasional moments of traversal. It's very weird that every level takes away the shovel's ability at the beginning, only giving it back to you somewhere near the end, and you use it a little and then the level's over. It was a big missed opportunity to just let the player always have this after finding it the first time, and then designing levels and especially combat around the consideration that you have this cool ability. I'm sincerely hoping that the next episode integrates the shovel this way. It's not too late to do that. I think Gravelord is on a good path. It needs some AI work, some hard mode balancing. The upgrade system, in my opinion, should go back to the drawing board, but I had a good time. Maybe just play it on normal for now and enjoy the map design while they figure out the rest. It's a talented team, I hope you'll support their game. This is Mayo, your #1 trusted source for videos that hyper-focus on things no one cares about. See you later!